This time I'll call the Budget Committee meeting to order and ask that everyone please register their presence.
Present, 0 absent. We have a quorum.
This time I'll ask for the emergency announcement to be read, please.
Before we get started, let me read the emergency evacuation procedures. In the event of an emergency evacuation, an alarm will sound. Everyone should exit the building by way of the nearest stairwell in a safe and effective manner. If the nearest stairwell is blocked by smoke, use the other stairwell. Do not use the elevator. Once you have reached the main floor, follow the exit signs to exit the building and quickly proceed away from the building. Please be mindful of others evacuating and of emergency vehicles.
Thank you. I'll now ask if there's any public input on items on the agenda. Any public input on items on the agenda? Seeing none, we'll move on to item D, approval of the minutes. The minutes that need approval, they're in your packet and they're from the February the 7th, 2017. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes?
Mr. Chairman, I move we approve the minutes as published.
Have a motion from Commissioner Moon, and I have a second from Commissioner Lewis. Is there any discussion or any questions? Seeing none, I'll ask for you to please register your vote.
Somebody needs a motion, put it on the floor first.
Yeah,
It is on the floor.
they were on the.
Moved by Moon, seconded by Lewis.
Okay.
They're supposed
Now
to be
we're ready.
voting.
Okay, yeah, then you have to start voting.
Right.
Yeah, there you go.
There we go.
5 yes, 0 no, motion passes.
Okay, that motion passes. Item E1A, general purpose schools, $313,500, tennis courts at Heritage High School and William Blount High School. Do I have a motion to forward this to the full commission?
Mr. Chairman, I move that we send this to the agenda committee.
Have a motion from Commissioner Moon to send to the agenda committee. Do I have a second? Have a second from Commissioner Lewis. Is there any discussion or anyone wish to speak on this situation? Mr. Farmer.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The reason why this is brought back, we really need to start on this as soon as possible. We have a bid in place. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
We have the bid in place. Everything's ready to go. It will take 8 to 10 weeks on the William Blount courts alone. If we have to wait until July to start this, it's going to carry over into the next school year, which we'd like to try to avoid. That's why we're bringing it forward.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, go ahead. I'm gonna turn your mic on here.
Mr. Farmer, is this, are these tennis courts used only by the tennis teams?
No, sir. No, sir. They're used by PE classes also.
How many classes, roughly? Would you have any idea how many
I think
people
we're
use it?
running 3 and 4 PE classes at each high school. So the number of students per day, it could run into the hundreds, Mr. Moon. But they're also used by PE programs. They're not just used by the tennis team.
How long, excuse me, Mr. Chairman, how long has this happened in the last 12 months, the degradation of these courts?
In particular, William Blount, it has been progressively, but you had some of the cracks that did, particularly during the drought, and then when we had rain and freezing weather, they did degrade quickly.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Anyone else have any?
Mr. Farmer, what is the breakdown between the two costs between William Blount and Heritage?
William Blount is significantly higher, Mr. Lewis, if you look at that, because it in essence has to be rebuilt, whereas Heritage is just resealed and striped and re-netted. But William Blount in essence is going to have subgrade, grade, and then surfaced. It will be brought up, Mr. Lewis, 6 inches from what it currently is. And that will be one of the things that benefits in the future, because water has been allowed to stand on it the way it currently is, and that won't happen anymore.
On both sides?
Yes, sir. We haven't had that problem at Heritage, but we have at William Blount.
Thank you.
Ms. Hannum?
Commissioner Farmer, would it be fair to say that you would have to wait until after the school year ended before you could begin any of the work on either court?
No, ma'am, not necessarily. The school year will end in May. I would like to begin taking part of it down, particularly at William Blount, as soon as possible, when weather allows. Obviously, we can't do anything during cold and rainy weather, but as far as the fences and some of the things like that, we would like to go ahead and start taking part of that down, and I would love to have it completed well in advance of the July or August 1 start date of the school year.
So the 6 to 10, may I continue?
Yes.
So the 6 to 10 weeks that you were speaking of is primarily how long it will take to repair the courts at William Blount?
Yes, ma'am.
How long would it take
2
to
weeks.
do Heritage? 2 weeks for Heritage?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and there could be a cost breakdown if need be. You could do Heritage at one point and William Blount at another?
That, I guess we could, but that's not the way we bid it. We bid them both together, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Is there any other questions or any discussion? Thank you. I'll ask for the vote, please.
Two yes, 3 no, motion fails.
Okay. Moving on to highways, $15,346.13 class compensation study. Do I have a motion to send this to the agenda committee?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second, Mr. Chairman.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion or any questions on this? Anybody have any questions or any discussion? Okay, go ahead.
I would just like to ask, is this not something, the compensation, could it not be put in this year's budget for going forward?
Is Jenny here?
It's going to be put in.
Yeah. Jenny, can you explain it? That is going to be in this year's budget, is it not? Go ahead. Let me get you mic on here. Go ahead.
Yes, it will be included in the budget that will be before you during the budget cycle, but this is to implement it and get everybody where they need to be. So the Highway Department originally did not participate in the classification and compensation study at the same time as the county. Superintendent Hedrick asked me to make that happen once he took an office, and so we went through the study, and this is the recommendation from Evergreen to get everybody onto the same pay scale as the county. And then we have put it in the budget request that'll be before you as the budget committee at that time for next year.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Mr. Vineyard? Go ahead.
Just to make certain there's no confusion, Jenny's right when she says that the proposed fiscal 18 budget that you'll be presented assumes that these adjustments have been made. But to implement it, we're asking that you approve this today so that those people can be in the same pay plan as everybody else this year, current year.
Thank you.
Any other discussion or any other questions? Okay, I have a motion and a second to send this on to the Agenda Committee. I'll now ask for you to register your vote, please.
5 yes, 0 no, motion passes.
Thank you. Item E1C, General County Sheriff's Department, $10,000. This is a donation for a K-9 purchase. Do I have a motion to send this on to the commission, to Agenda Committee?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Have a motion by Commissioner Kaler, second by Ms. Hannum. Any discussion or any questions?
Sharon, push your button.
I've got Commissioner Moon.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So we're absolutely clear on this. A member of the public has made a donation to purchase this K-9 unit, is the way I interpret this.
Chief,
and we're just
would you like to come
recognizing
up
the
and-
revenue.
Let's have Chief Millsaps come up and he can explain
I
this to us.
think Randy, we can.
Yes, sir. We had a local citizen come forward that wanted to do something for the agency. They also take great love and pride for the K-9 unit, and he wanted to make the donation specifically for a purchase of the K-9 that will be utilized back in the corrections division, corrections function.
Okay, is there any other, do you have anything you want to? Any other questions or discussion for Chief Millsaps? Thank you, Jared. Seeing none, I'll ask for you register your vote, please.
5 yes, 0 no, motion passes.
Item E1D, General County Sheriff's Department, $138,879 to replace and upgrade the jail equipment on the jail. Do I have a motion to send this to the Agenda Committee?
Mr. Chairman, I move we forward it to the Agenda Committee.
Have a motion from Commissioner Moon. Do I have a second? Have a second from Ms. Hannum. Is there any discussion or any questions as anyone has on this?
Mr. Chair.
We've got Commissioner Lewis. Commissioner?
Yes, just question, where does that come out of assigned fund balance or unassigned?
Mr. Vineyard, would you answer that, please?
The assigned fund balance that is on the county's books right now is for public safety. So if your desire is that we take this appropriation out of that assigned category, we can do that, or you can take it out of unassigned. I have no preference one way or the other.
Currently it's unassigned, correct?
If you don't specify it, then I would take it out of unassigned.
Ms. Hannum?
Yes, I was wondering if one of the chiefs or if somebody could come and do just a little bit more clarification on what the software does and does not do for the jail.
I can answer operationally, I can't answer technically.
I understand.
Keith Hackney can. It is the system that controls the locking mechanisms on every door in the secure facility of the jail, including going up to the elevators and doors going up to court for the inmates. The system's failed several occasions just in the past several months to where we have to open doors with a key, and that's not safe. So that's what this replacement will do.
And that is for master control all around?
It's master control, medical, intake, D-pod, C-pod, everywhere that it can be controlled to open and unlock and lock doors, it will replace that, yes.
Thank you.
Any other questions? This time I'll ask for you to please register your vote.
5 yes, 0 no, motion passes.
Item E1E, General County Emergency Management, $8,670, increase in a grant award. Do I have a motion to send this on to the Agenda Committee?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Kaler, do I have a second? Commissioner Lewis. Have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion or any questions on this? This is an increase in a grant. Correct, Lance? This is an increase in a grant that we applied for. Is there any questions, any discussion? Okay.
Just one, is this a matching? Is there any matching on the county's part?
Lance, you want to come up and answer that? I don't believe there is. There's no match on our part on this.
No, so this is Homeland Security grant we get every year. And because of the increase in population from 2014 to 2016, that's why we've got this increase in the funding that we're going to get. So, but there is not a match, no.
Okay. Any other questions or for Lance? Thank you, Lance. Seeing none, I'll ask for you to register your vote, please.
5 yes, 0 no, motion passes.
Item E1F, General County Register of Deeds, $7,714.72 for the purchase of scanners from the data, and this comes from the Data Processing Reserve. Do I have a motion to send this on to the Agenda Committee?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Have a motion, Commissioner Lewis, and a second by Ms. Hannum. Is there any discussion or any questions on this? Seeing none, I'll ask for you to register your vote, please.
5 yes, 0 no, motion passes.
Thank you. Item F, discussion and possible action. It was the recovery court. All the information we needed for this one did not come in on this grant, so it has been removed from the agenda. Item FB, fiscal year 16-17 budget updates. Blount County Sheriff's Office, this is information only. Randy, are you prepared to give us an update on that? I can get to it. I can't get the right thing open.
Well, we averaged 125 inmates, state inmates for the month of February, and at the current reimbursement rate of $37 a day, that's $129,500. Last year, same time, we were averaging about $230,000 a month.
Okay. Commissioner Lewis, do you have?
No, I was burning his mic.
Okay. All right. All righty. Seeing nothing else on the board, we have item G, financial reports. This is for information only. Item H, I'll ask for a move to adjourn.
So moved, Mr. Chair.
Move to adjourn.